Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody from all over the world. The International Association for Blended Learning and the English Language Teachers Association in Kavala, Greece, are welcoming you to a great webinar by Dr. Doris Molero, Journey of Words, AI-Driven Art. So I would wholeheartedly like to thank you for accepting our invitation and being with us today. So I would like Dr. Anastasia Panagiotidu, our EFL school counselor that has under her supervision more than 300 teachers, EFL teachers. Dr. Panagiotidu, I would like to have her opening remarks. Welcome, Dr. Panagiotidu.
Thank you very much, dear friends and colleagues. Good afternoon and good morning to those who live in another planet, in another area, let's say. Okay. First of all, I'd like to welcome you to this seminar today with the title Journey of Words, Artificial Intelligence-Driven Art, which explores the synergy between the artificial intelligence-generated art and language enrichment. This seminar is offered to us by Dr. Molero, our presenter today, who teaches at the Universidad San Pablo Tucuman. Mrs. Molero, Doris, it's a great honor to have you with us. We, English language teachers in Greece, are looking forward to what you have prepared to share with us. Last but not least, I want to congratulate the EFL Association in Kavala on its willing and continuous contribution and support to our work. And of course, the newly elected boards and the president, the new president, Mrs. Christoula Lazu. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Panagiotidu. It's an honor to have you with us. Thank you so much. And a couple of words from our, thank you. And a couple of words from George Corbas, the IABL president.
Hello to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you, Doris, for accepting our invitation to talk about this very cutting-edge theme. I know AI has been around since maybe the 50s, so it's something that English language teachers are now discovering. So I think I had a sneak peek of your session, so I know a little bit about what you're talking about. So I think it's going to be very exciting. So I think everybody's going to be very interested in what you say. Again, AI has kind of invaded English language learning, teaching. So I would really like to thank you. And over to you, Chrisa, to open the session. Thank you, everyone.
George.
Thank you for joining.
Have safe travels.
Thank you.
So, okay, before starting our presentation, I would like just to share a few things about Dr. Doris Molero. Doris is an ESP professor at Universidad San Pablo Tucuman. She's passionate about language learning, instructional design, 3D multi-user virtual environments, and teaching with artificial intelligence. Doris holds the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education 2022 Thinkerer Award, and she is a 2024 TESOL, IOS, and EVO Coordinator. She uses technology for situated experiential learning and teaching for peace. Doris, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Well, I am so happy to be here all today with you. I am really like, wow, this is my first time with teachers from Greece. So I'm like, okay, I am going to design a picture. I had another one before. So I'd say, no, I'm going to design something for my audience. Maybe you know this better than I can relate to. I just got what AI told me it was Greek art. Okay, I tried to picture Apollo and Artemisa because I love these two characters, and also they represent these beautiful things that NASA is trying to do, that is going beyond the planet, go out and visit the moon. So Artemisa and Apollo are very meaningful to me, at least, and I think for you it must be much you know more about this than I. So this is the beauty of AI. You can create and then ask people from the place where this is from and say, is this okay? Is this image okay? So this is what AI can bring into the class, because now we take for granted that a picture comes from a book, and probably it is like this, but now this comes from the internet, and even, you know, and a little bit farther from AI, that is something like from out of this world, something that is in everybody's mouth now. Everybody's worried. Some of us are worried. Some of us are just marveled by it. And
Hey there.
Oops, sorry. I was accepting people. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. Well, anyway, so let's get it started. And I am truly honored to have this opportunity to meet you all. And I want to thank ABL International Association for Blended Learning and the ELT Association in Cabal, and Krisha for inviting me today here to share with you my practice, that is the one that I do every day with my students. I teach online, and this teaching online and teaching in a freelance way, because these are my students, and I have the freedom to explore, and they are learning with me, and we're learning together, and we are co-learning with an artificial intelligence. So this is like a triangle of actors here. We got students, teachers, and artificial intelligence in the game. So I want to introduce my avatar. Her name is Pioneer Destiny, and I created her from just a line of text.
Hey there. I'm Pioneer Destiny, Dr. Molero's avatar. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's revolutionize language education with Journey of Words, AI-driven art. In this transformative experience, we'll explore the incredible synergy between AI-generated art and language enrichment. Prepare to be amazed as we delve into visual vocabulary, cultural exploration, and creative language practice, all enhanced through captivating visuals. Join us for an immersive journey that unlocks the power of AI-driven art, taking language learning to new heights. Together, let's revolutionize language education and embark on this dynamic adventure. Are you ready? Let's get started.
So, are you ready? That's the question. Are you ready? So if you're in the chat, you can answer. You know, that would be nice if you can answer something like yes, no, and that will be great. You know, are you ready to embark on this? Well, let me tell you about this picture and how it was created. As you can see, this was created with a tool called DID, and I use a prompt to create this image. This image was created in Vana. You can go and check it out. DID is, it's not free, but you have like a few minutes to give it a try, you know. Vana is a place where is a page where you can upload 8 photos of yours in different positions, and then you know, you create these images that look a little bit like you. You know, they are not perfect, but they are amazing. So I combine writing a test, writing a line of text to create an image, and to create an avatar that talks. I call it talking avatar, and it is amazing to see just a picture come alive when, you know, it moves around and even has a really nice voice. What I like about the ID is that it has a lot of nice audio, voices, and even it has the accent. So for example, I try with Spanish from Spain, Spanish from Venezuela, and I was like, my gosh, you know, I couldn't believe it. You even have that amazing thing that you can do, you know, and that is interesting to bring in the culture into the classroom, you know. So there are wonderful opportunities using AI. To get started, I get this quote by Sushmita Karteka. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but I think it's brilliant. A picture speaks 1,000 words. I think you know this one, right? This phrase has been, it is all over the world, has been said before. And But she adds, visual play a crucial role in the learning process by enhancing engagement, improving comprehension, facilitating memory, retention, and promoting critical thinking. And I do believe that this is what is happening in my classes when we use images in this way. So I have these 3 questions for you, and I would like you to answer in the chat, or maybe with a show of hands. You know, in the, I don't know, I don't see that, but you have you can raise your hands in the interface, or just write in the chat. What do you think about these questions? The first question is, how do you use images in your classes? So you can comment in the chat a little bit. Are you familiar with the use of AI to create images? And if you have done so, share your experience. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes so you can use the chat and say hello and introduce yourself and share. So how do you use images in your classes in the traditional way? This is something that in language classes is a must, you know? If we want to get people started and bring what they already have, we always show a picture and we say, look at this picture, you know, this picture starts emotions and people start relating to the picture or not. You can use it for anything that you want to do in your class, you know. Okay, so I got Apostolos. He says, I use them as decorative elements in the LMS as well as conversation starters, okay? Marut says, I use Gen AI image creators while teaching descriptions. The students describe things in their minds in the minds using prompts and see what AI comes out with. So this is wonderful for activating creativity, you know, and being marvel. It's also great for discovering language, because when you write a prompt and you get a reaction to the prompt, then you have several images that you can pick one and decide if that is the one that you want. So if you don't like the image, then you have to tweak the prompt and continue writing new things. There is like interacting until you get what you want. Maria says, for speaking or for reading comprehension, she uses images for that, and she haven't used AI to create pictures. Well, today is the day, Maria. So you can write it down, okay? In history, this is the day where I started and I created my first image using AI. Okay, so now, this is a little bit the agenda that we're going to try to cover. We have a first topic that is to experiment or not to experiment, and that's the question. Okay, how do you feel about experimenting in the classroom? The power of words. Of course, we're going to be talking about how powerful words are for language learners, and what's AI generated art. What's prompt engineering, or I call it casting spells, because this is what we do when we class. And we're teachers, are magicians, because we're prompting. We have been prompting all our lives, you know. Every time that we tell a student what to do, we're prompting something. So this is something that is not unfamiliar to us. The potentials and drawbacks of AI-generated art. We're going to create AI images, and then I'm going to tell you about my experience with my students with some cases. And also we have a toolbox with samples, and we have some questions if you want to, okay? This image that we have here, we have a prompt. As you can see, this prompt is not the traditional prompt that you will find around, like talking about the style and the artistic thing. This is a piece of I got from a story, like, as the door creaks open, the girl is greeted by a magical garden filled with vibrant flowers and whimsical creatures, okay? Captures the girl's awestruck expression and the fantastical scenery. This is a prompt I created using ChatGPT. I just explained ChatGPT. I wanted a prompt for, to create an image experimenting all the time, you know, it's like tinkering all the time. And yeah, this is what suggested. And then I used that prompt and created this image in EnEAGK. That is also a nice place where you can create beautiful things like this, you know. Also, I would like to invite you. You can also join, I get this WhatsApp group where I am constantly sharing things, you know, what's going on. So let me give you the link. This is the link. I get, you know, bars that come into, and I don't know what to do with the camera. Put it here and there. Okay, I'm going to share this in the chat. Maybe later you can join, and I'll be sharing the slides and other resources, you know, there if you want to. If you need some more information, please don't hesitate and join our WhatsApp groups if you use WhatsApp, of course. Not everybody has WhatsApp. Okay, but this is where we are. Next, experimenting or not experimenting. So experimentation is at the heart of education. Do you agree with this or not? What do you think? You know, I found this in 101 Creative Ideas. I recommend you to go check this. It's absolutely wonderful what teachers are creating all around the world. Being open to diverse ideas will help us make novel connections that can lead to new discoveries and insights to make positive contribution to our world. Ideas shared maybe in its embryonic, embryonic stage. They are half-baked, but worth exploring further through active and creative inquiry. So this is the opportunity that AI give us to be, you know, on the constant searching for ideas, you know. They are not complete yet, but we are pioneers on this now. And every day, more people, more countries, more education ministers are coming into like, okay, the UK just posted last week that now is teachers should use AI in their classrooms, you know, so it's like it's coming. Now, how do we integrate technology, artificial intelligence in our language classes? We want to students to learn to talk and express their idea and communicate. And in order to do that, we just need words, you know. I found this really interesting quote by Ansari and Saburi. They say, words are the building blocks of a language, since they label objects, actions, ideas, and without which people cannot convey the intended meaning. Okay, if you don't use the right word, then you won't express what you want to say clearly. An enrichment and acquisition of vocabulary is a priority for any language learning program. And this is just true. This is nothing new. And this is what we practice every day. So, but using it with AI is just you are enhancing the value of words. Now, we come to the definition of, I don't know if we checked in the chat. Okay. Okay. AI-generated art is AI generated with the assistance of artificial intelligence. That's very simple. AI is a field of computer science that focuses on building machines that mimic human intelligence or even simulate the human brain through a set of algorithms. So as it mimics human intelligence, is really good to play roles. So you can ask AI to, be a scientist or to be an artist and create wonderful art. And that will happen. This is a quote by Adam Hens that was from 2022. And that's when I discovered for the first time AI for art. Before ChatGPT, that was before ChatGPT. And I already started prompting, So when ChatGPT came out, it was like, oh, you had to prompt. And it was like, okay, prompting. I have an idea what prompting was, so that make it easier. So this is another way to help students learn how to to handle AI now. This is another really nice quote I get from a video that is called the AI that creates any picture you want. And that was again 2022. But I like the way they put it. You know, if you look at the pictures, you have different ways to create images, right? Or the traditional ways to create images. So what this means is that we can now create images without having to actually execute them with paint or cameras or pen tools or code. The input is just a simple line of text. You know, that was the beginning of AI created with images. This is an interesting video. You can find it in YouTube. And then the second most important thing that you had to learn about AI created art is how to prompt. And everybody's talking about prompt engineering. So the process of structuring words that can be interpreted and understood by a text-to-image model is what we call prompt engineering. And think of it as a language that you need to speak in order to tell an AI model what to draw. So right now, I just want you to look at the picture and to look at the prompt, okay, that we have here. What do you see in the picture? What do you see in the prompt? You can comment in the chat if you want, okay? Yeah, and I'm telling you about this picture. We were talking about a movie. What was the Blade Runner? That was the name of the movie. And in this movie, they're talking about artificial intelligence, and it's an old movie, but imagines a world where AIs are in the world already. So we try to picture one of the scenes in the movie. For this, we use the test prompt, picture a futuristic cityscape with towering skyscrapers that touch the clouds. The buildings are adorned with vibrant neon lights, casting an otherworldly glow. Flying cars zoom through the air, leaving trails of luminescent streaks. What kind of words are the ones that are most important in the prompt? What kind of words are we using to describe the image? Okay. Yeah, Georgia says it's a detailed description so that you get a picture really close to what you dream of. Okay. The words involved are the keywords. Yeah, they could be, right? What kind of words are they? For example, you have futuristic and cityscape, and then you have an adjective and a noun, right? So lots of adjectives. Is that good for language learning? Is that good for vocabulary building? Even though this is, futuristic cityscape, skyscrapers, luminescence, these are words that you won't commonly use in a level 1 class, but by writing a prompt and then discovering what is the meaning of those words, you are hacking the system. Students are getting vocabulary that is not supposed to be there for them. Okay, so I like this way Dewey says that we can learn anything at any time, with the help of your teacher, with the help of your students, or the help of ChatGPT. You're just asking, what is the meaning of this? You're just using a dictionary, all these tools that we have now every day that we can use. Okay, lots of adjectives, they specify details, and need for accuracy. Yeah, of course. And also discovering words, Oh, I wanted to say that, but I didn't know how to. Okay, now I know. I got the word and I got an image. Okay. Okay, that was made in iCreator. So this is mine, I think. Prompt engineering for creating images is the art and science of crafting a textual input that can instruct an artificial intelligence model to produce a specific image output. It is similar to using words as spells to conjure up magical images, where the choice and arrangement of words can influence the appearance and style of the images. Okay, so I got this image where a teacher is like, she's from Harry Potter school, probably, casting spells without one. Okay, then this is something that is happening now, you know. Language and art can complement and help each other. When a concept is not clear and is written in its written form, the visual form can help the student to understand it. On the other hand, when the visual form is confusing and unclear, the written form can facilitate its understanding. And that's what is happening when you use these image creators, and at the same time you use language models like ChatGPT or Bing or Bard or all of the ones that are coming now, like the one from Elon Musk. You know, everybody now is creating these languages, so they are all over. And we need to learn how to work with this and take advantage of it and alert our students when something is not right. You know, they're going to get this artificial intelligence literacy. Okay, this is by Katia Brunetti. And this image I create in Bing, and then the same Microsoft offers image editor. Tell me, somebody say anything? Okay, and again, if as you saw in the code, you can use image, you can write about the image, you describe the image. In the past, traditionally, we use images and the students were supposed to describe those images, okay? You show the image, students talk. But now you can describe the image, what you want, and then you get an image. So that's the reverse way, okay? Test to image challenge requires students to build a unique image, and they will need to first think critically and use appropriate language to describe what they want to depict. AI will generate images that won't always be perfect. Students will need to change and adapt their prompts until they get the best representation of what they want to create, okay? So as you can see in the images, these are several pictures, several results from several prompts. And then you had to discuss. This is something for a student. You just give them 4 images, then you give them a prompt, and then you say, okay, discuss. Which one do you think is the best one? You know, which one is the one, which image is the one that represents best the prompt? That's an idea on how to use this in class and have students working. Now, this is something for you. Now, you know, I got an image and I want a description the other way. Okay, so I got an image. I want to know how to talk about it because I don't know how to describe it. Okay, maybe I can say it's a gray cat. Okay, that's all I can say, is a gray cat. But I want to, you know, improve my vocabulary. I want to do this like a pro. Okay, I'm going to play the role that I am an artist and I can describe my work. So this is easy. You just have to, let me get out of here to show you. And what are you going to do now is that you're going to go to, I want you to look for an image, okay? And we're going to go this, here, not here. Start chatting. We're going to chat. I'm going to give you this link. Okay, this is Bing. If you have Microsoft in your computers, you will be able to use this, okay? This is free. This is as good as ChatGPT 4, but ChatGPT 4 you had to pay. But if you use Bing, the chat auction, then you can create images. And what you have to do is you have to go to the more creative. You have 3 levels here. We get a lot more creative, more balanced, more precise, okay? So we choose more creative. And when you choose this, then you will be able to get an image. I'm going to get an image. I'm going to upload an image from my computer, and I'm going to tell the to describe it to me, okay? So that's it, very easy. Or you just can drag and drop, okay? You get your image and you drop it on the box, and I'm going to ask, please describe this image for me. Please create a short poem about the image. Okay, so I am going to get a description, and at the same time, I'm going to get a poem. Maybe it's not the best one, but it does the work. And this is just the beginning, you know. This is like a door opening to your creativity. I'm sure that each one of you is going to have zillions of wonderful ideas that you can adapt to your own classrooms. Okay. So this is an image of 3 owls and 2 cats in a festive setting. The owls are sitting on a branch while the cats are resting on pumpkins. The background is dark with colorful leaves and branches creating a contrast, okay, and so on. So the little poem, we go 3 owls and 2 cats in autumn leaves and pumpkin hats. A dark background, a cozy scene, a perfect picture for Halloween. Voila. Okay. And so you can have your students creating this, each one of them creating and taking a picture, creating a poem, or writing a story, or telling a joke, or singing a song. Okay. Anything that you can imagine so far that is useful for us to help us get students engaged. And yes, we had to continue. We accept, Okay, so how was that? Do you think that you can do this? How was, if any one of you did it, please share your image and your description, okay, in the chat. Okay, so going back to the presentation. So, oh, come on. I don't see anybody in the chat doing anything. Where are you? Oh, I'm a teacher. I'm still opening the in Bing. Okay, so come on. Just one of you. Share. Tell me. And not only that, how would you use that in your classroom? That's what you have to think about, okay? So Maria is sharing a picture of what it looks like. The river, a river flowing there, right? And now I have another window here that is driving me crazy. Okay.
Doris, sorry for interrupting you. Shall you share up the Padlet link so that
oh yes, we have a Padlet
can
link.
upload their images there with the prompts?
It's coming. It's coming right now. If you share it in the chat, they're going to be in the chat. The chat that you get at the end when you finish. Okay. But we're going to go to the Padlet too. So, so anybody? Yes, Maria got this. And this image appears to be a photo of a river or a stream with rapids. This is how Maria, well, Maria, if you can use your mic, you can open your mic if you want to tell us. How do you think you can use this in your class? Descriptive writing course, okay?
I don't know yet. It's all new to me, so I have to think about it. And the thing is that I teach at a primary school, so maybe this is difficult for.
Well, then you can ask Bean, please adapt these to level 1, level 2, level, okay, and then you will have the vocabulary that you need. Okay. But if you're teaching an English class, then what I will do is read the description with them, have them pronounce, then look at the vocabulary, check if they know it, they don't know it, okay? And if it's too complicated, again, adapt it. And you're modeling. When you do this with your students, then you are modeling and you're teaching them how to use the AI, okay, to study, to do this at home, do it by themselves. You know, that's what we want, okay? So every time you are trying to do something new, you're telling your student, you're brave. I mean, we are all brave here. We're doing this together. We're walking together, okay? It's like crossing the street. I hold in your hand. Let's cross the street, okay? Look to the right, look to the left. Now it's safe. So this is the role of the teacher in this. And you do this by modeling to your students. So here we have a little bit of potential things, okay, positive things of AI generated artwork in the language class. For example, we can use it because it enhances vocabulary acquisition and retention. Okay, it's inspire. You can use it to create inspiring storytelling and use it for creative expression, facilitating cultural exploration and understanding. Okay, so if I show the picture from Greece and I talk about Apollo and I talk about Artemis, and we are crossing our walls in the classroom and going to Greece, you know, that's wonderful. And through images. You can gamify, you can use it to create games. So now that is students love games, everybody loves a game. Enhancing pronunciation practice and language skills. You're talking, you're producing, you're pronouncing new words, and this is wonderful. You get a lot of ideas to, you can also personalize, as you can see, as I told you before. Okay, adapted for a primary level. Okay, so well, these are just a few things that you can do. There are many more, and we are discovering more as more people, more teachers are being brave and using this. Drawbacks. Well, some people will say, "Oh, it lacks of emotions," you know. Yes, and that's true. Sometimes you don't have the, of course, it's not the Michelangelo, you know, that can express those emotions of those masters of art. But it's a way to enter the art world, okay? And we're in the first level, you know. One day, if we continue doing this, our artistic literacy is going to be wonderful, and you will have people, students talking about art and looking at pictures and analyzing pictures and knowing that this is not from this, it comes from somewhere else, you know. That's something that is really important. The loss of human touch, that's another. It may reduce the personal connection and creativity, but all depends on the way you use it. Okay, for example, I use it to create haiku. I am trying to write a haiku a day. So I go to my garden and look at nature, and then I write my haiku. It's like an exercise, like a way to relax, but at the same time, create something beautiful. I am in the moment, like mindfulness say, you know. So then you just get your words and make a beautiful picture out of it too, you know. So it depends on how you use this art. Ethical concerns, yes. Plagiarisms, ownership, authenticity, and responsibility. This is what AI has been, and is working on that. I think this is a great opportunity to talk to a student and say, okay, this was inspired by Monet. And who was Monet? Monet was this person, wonderful person, you're right, and did these beautiful things. And here we can see, you know, the style of, but it's not like you are stealing, you're using something and creating something new. Educational challenges. Art may pose educational challenges, such as how to evaluate, critique, and appreciate AI-generated art. This is something new that we don't know how to do that yet. But we're getting better as we practice. And the whole world, let me tell you that the whole world, because I've been given these presentations for Japan, for Ecuador, for Argentina, and all of the world, I have, you know, all of the teachers I have the opportunity to talk to, they are like, okay, creating new things. So everybody is working at the same time. And I'm very positive that these things are going to not completely going to disappear, plagiarism and all that, but it will be easier to detect, you know, and laws are going to change also. This is another tool. I want you to try it out. That is called Sue. I love this one because as you can see here, let me, somebody can share the link in the chat, or I can do that really fast there if you want to try it out. What I love about Sue is that I can create with one prompt different images. Okay, I just need to, for example, a cat sleeping under the moon in the Monet style. For example, I want a cat and I want him to be sleeping under the moon in the Monet style. I selected the models that I want to use and I just say go.
Doris,
And
you have a typo. You have a G instead of a C there, so it may not be.
Yes, that's true. That's true. No, but
Got it.
Sorry to interrupt. Did we freeze?
I think that Doris, no, yes. There may be an issue with Doris. She has frozen there. Her camera
yes, my span.
Are you with us, Doris?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Never mind.
That
no.
was a hiccup. That was a hiccup. Yes, yes. Mistake. My Spanish was showing. Sorry. Well, now you're going to learn how to say cat in Spanish. You say gato.
Aha,
Okay? Un
that's a
gato.
reason.
Es un gato. Okay.
L1 interference.
Yes, 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 yes. So as you can see, you can have several models working at the same time. SDXL is like the latest one. As you can see, the quality of what you get is beautiful, right? So again, you pick and choose. Something that you have to do here is that you have to open the link and you have to download, okay? Save your image, because this here you cannot save your images, okay? That's something that you have to be okay. 20. Let me give it a name because it's beautiful. I want to keep it. Okay.
It's really very
beautiful. Again, make sure to save it, okay? Because if when you're looking back, and here you have the prompt, and also you get some specific things, but when you are in level 3 of image creating, then you will understand what all this is, okay? Right now we are in level 1, so what we want is the image, okay? So download the image, save it, select the one that you like the most. All of them are beautiful, these ones. This is the most accurate. But even though this is not correct, here you have beautiful accidents too, or not? Yeah? Those are beautiful accidents, you know? So that's the beauty of this. You can get, oh, yes, I am keeping my, oh, this is new. They're getting better. As you can see, I had been around for a while, so I am keeping my, I didn't know that. Well, so did you try it? Share your image in the chat if you try it. So replicate. Okay, this is Elena is sharing her Bing. Oh, the Bing image. No, Elena didn't share that. Well, let's go back. Try to copy and paste the image or save it in your computer and then get it and you can share it. Okay, well, this is another wonderful tool. I hope that you enjoy it. Very easy to use. You don't have to register or anything. You just go there, put your prompt and you use it. Okay, it's one of my favorites. Now, prompting. Here we have a little guide on what to do when prompting, okay? So when prompting, you can ask yourself, what do you want? You want a photo or you want a painting, okay? In this case, I want a photo. And then what's the subject? Is it a person, an animal, an abstract idea, whatever? And then you say, well, I want an animal. And details, okay, I want a Dachshund dog as an astronaut. That's what I want. And then we can have little things like a special lining, you know, you can say soft lining, ambient lining, ring light, neon. And if you don't know what that means, you just use it and then you see the picture and say, oh, that's what ring light is. Wow, okay. Environment. what is the environment? Oh, I want it in space, the color scheme, vibrant, and the point of view. I wanted a front view of the image, okay? And the background is important also, what I wanted. Oh, I wanted nebula. So as you can see, the nebula now is this space thing, right? In a specific art style, well, a 3D render, Studio Ghibli, movie poster, or whatever you like. A specific photo type, yes, a macro or telephoto. I didn't specify that. And then you get this beautiful prompt, a photo of a cute Asian dog wearing an astronaut uniform, soft lining, natural light in space, intricate, and then you add some more like intricate. Intricate is really detail, okay? Hyper detail, you reinforce the idea, okay? Bright colors, nebula 3D renders by Studio Ghibli. This was back in 2022, okay? But right now, you can follow this to start. Well, this is good for language learners because you're going to learn a lot of things, right? But also just writing a simple sentence in Bing, DALL-E 3, that's what Bing uses, it's, you know, enough. So you don't have to write a lot of things, but for language learning, this is what we need, okay? So we're not going to go the easy way, we're going to go the complete way because this is the one that is most useful for us. Okay, cool that? Did you have the chance to write a prompt? If you did, please share it in your chat. A woman sat bathing in the Mediterranean in Dali style. Very good, Maria. Wonderful. Maria says that she is in a summer mood. Wonderful, wonderful. Wow. Something about the images. These are unique images, okay? Every time you hit create, you're going to get a version of it. And you will never get the same version. Each time you use the same prompt, you're going to have different things and different things. So in a way, they are unique images. Okay, so you are co-creating. Now, let me tell you about how I got started and what was the first class project that I did with my students. So we got these steps. First, we explored vocabulary. We were working on a topic, okay? The topic of the lesson. I had different levels and each level has different lessons and each lesson has different topics. So that was wonderful to see how that worked with the different levels. So what we did is we explored the vocabulary related to those words before starting and writing a prompt. Then we wrote the prompts, of course. If students didn't have the chance to learn how to prompt, they will go and explore original prompts. They will go to the sites where the AI is generated and look at the different examples from the different people that have been using those prompts to create images. So use them as templates. That's another way, okay? You can do things, use templates. And then we tried out different systems like Stable Diffusion, the DALL-E 2 and Lexica. At that time were the hot ones, okay? But right now, DALL-E 3 is in Bing. Stable Diffusion is not the same as before. And Lexica is getting old. Now we have something like Leonardo and Midjourney. The queen, okay? Midjourney is a king. I don't know if Midjourney is queen or a king, but it's the best. You have to pay for that one, but it is amazing. With teachers, we need free things, so all of our students can access them. Then we generated the images. We tried several generations, modifying prompts, and finally we selected an image closer to the prompt's description. That's what we did. And here we have resources that you can go and check. So this is how I started. We got a Google Doc with all the information, the things that we were doing. I gave it to the students. Okay, this is your the template that you had to work with and complete with your work. Okay, so so we got what is the image and the prompt that they wrote, the application that they use, then a description of the image. At that time, we didn't have Bing describing images. And that's it. And their opinion. This picture was created by using I chose this one among others. It's highly detailed and amazing view. Okay, why you choose this one? You have to think critically Why are you doing what you are doing? So this is another one that he says, working in paradise. He's a remote student. He is a remote worker. So he was with English classes to improve her English so he can continue working. So as you can see, this is his idea of remote working. For him, being on a room all day in the apartment, it was like crazy for him. So this is his idea of the perfect. So as you can see, this is personal, and this is what they experience, okay? And then, of course, we get this. Let me give you this. Let me see if I can get the link to this. There, you can post your images too and give some comments. Look at what the students did. Look at the project. And then you can have an idea what to do with your students. Okay, there's the booklet, so you can upload. Here you have the resources. Here you have the stories. As you can see, you're going to find different things because we were doing different things in different classes. Okay, so this one is in a terrifying magician. We got a video from YouTube where we watched the story. Then the girl has to create an image out of the story. That was the one that we did. There you can see the link to the video. Okay, so everything is there. Also, we have wonderful, this is, if you want to learn about how to prompt, this is a guide that is wonderful. It explains all the details. I'm sure there are many more now, but here you can have like what are the modifiers, the words, the you got lots of prompts. You can have
Doris, are you with us? I hope Doris is back soon.
Lisa, will we have the Doris presentation later on?
Yes, yes, everything. The presentation and all the materials.
Okay, sorry, he got again.
Maybe you have many windows. You have many windows open. That's why.
It's my fault. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
Never mind. You have so many windows as I
know. You wanted original. This is original.
Exactly.
And what did we do with this? Okay, after we got all these beautiful creations, we said, okay, let's go further. And this is when we created an art gallery with all what we produce, and we did it in a 3D world, web-based 3D world that is very easy to use. It's called Spatial. And this is a little video of our gallery, so you can have a quick look of it. But if you're interested, there you have the link to it.
I will join you. I think I'm still in because
yes, I think we are already there. If I can find it, because I had too many windows open. Let me go.
Yeah, you do.
Where is it? Spatial.
Okay. So I'm here. AK is with me.
Oh, this is here. Oh, you can see it. As you can see, this is us.
Yeah, and actually, okay, let's
AK is there, Chris is there. I am there. How do you stand up? Okay, yes. As you can see, this is a virtual world that you can use with your students. They can even join on their phones.
Wonderful.
Yes. And here we have a little
jumping.
This is a little memorial for my hero of all the times, Van Stevens. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yes.
But he's not with us now. He's in heaven. But he was a cat hurler. So all I know, and the web helps now, and the way we do things is thanks to this man, Van Stevens. Well, so you can go around. You can come and visit. And this is a gallery where we started hacking the system, because at the beginning, when you wrote a prompt of a woman with flowers in her hair, you will get this beautiful blonde girl with blue eyes and all that. Okay, so I started hacking the system, writing prompts with a specific ethnicity to get different ages, as you can see, ages and from different countries. Okay, so as you can see, there are many possibilities. And here you can use voice, there are several tools, but that's for another session, okay? If you're interested in that, we can do that later.
Is another session.
Is another topic, okay? But I hope that you get inspired, and again, share what you do. Okay, so let's go back to continue showing you.
It is just
I don't know about the time.
But the whole environment is, sorry, Doris, just to comment on your work here, that it is exquisite. It is very important that you have combined immersive technologies with artificial intelligence at the same time. And you have given a different meaning to that. So having AI generated images while at the same time being immersed in a virtual environment is quite amazing. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this.
I love mixing things, you know, because I'm thinking about all of the students, and not everybody has a nice computer, nice internet connection, and all the things that they need. Okay, so giving them different, well, maybe not there, but you can do this. And if you work in projects, then, you know, like students, oh, you don't have that, but you have this. Well, you do what you have. You do your part using what you have at the moment, okay? But you're not letting them out. This is the same art gallery, but now in another world that is called Second Life. And as you can see, it's different. This is the same project, but now it was called the Rainforest Edition. And this here, we talk about a common topic, okay? We were invited to present at a virtual world best practices in education conference. So I said, okay, we're going to work on a project together, and we're going to have an exhibition in that conference. So my students were working and preparing to be part of something that was out of the class. It was out of the, you know, they were like their minds were blown up, like, oh, teacher, we can do it. Yes, you can do it. We're going to do that. Again, you can go check it out, check the paddle with all the information about the project, the work of the students, the videos we created. It was something very, really interesting. They helped me to create the reflection also. You know, what I learned from this experience. So this experience, I gained a new perspective on the core of the forestation problem in tropical forests. The interesting thing about this group of students is that they live in a small town and in a small city in Argentina, and they have the rainforest in the backyard. And they didn't know much about it, okay? So they were living in the rainforest, they didn't know. And so that's why they appreciated at the end. It was like, oh, teacher, thank you. Now, like, we're going to apply this in our town. These are some pictures of the exhibition in the conference, the international conference. As you can see, this is our underwork there. They helped me. We created this together. Even though they couldn't go into the world, I will share through Zoom the world, and I will ask them questions. What do you think about this? What can we add to this part? And you know, if we go there, because now it is still there, click on the avatars. These are avatars, and they tell you stories. They tell you about the pictures, and it's a interesting work. And again, that's another session. Okay. Well, little things that we had done. This is to unleash your creativity. Okay, it's little ideas, illustrating lines from a haiku. Yeah, so we had a haiku. Itati wrote this haiku, and then we created images for that one. This was done in Canva. It was a poster. This was not an image. It were several images, and we created posters. Here, if you click here, you will go and see all of the work, you know, the poetry that we have, students have created with the images. Paddle now has an option where you can create images with AI. Okay, so you just write the prompt in Paddle and immediately will create an image. It will give you 6 options. That is much better because you get 6 options and then you select the one that you like. Check it out. Then we have illustrating lyrics from a song. This one is also really, really cool. And this was done a long time ago because this is when Midjourney started, but it's a good idea. I haven't done that yet in class, but it's a good project. This is a famous song, right? Everybody knows this one. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Oh, lonely winter. Okay, got it? So get in the vibe. If you have musicians in your classroom, you're going to create wonderful things. Graphic novels. This is really interesting also. You can use those images and then create a graphic novel. These ones are free, and they are great examples. I also use it for in class. We read it together. We read it, as a reading, and then you can create any kind of, let me get it like this so you can have a better view of it. Here, of course, they use Photoshop probably to manipulate the images, okay? They created the images and then they manipulate. And it's a really, really cool graphic novel. I recommend it. There are 3. They are part of the same story. So you got 3 stories, and in here you can see, you can find some more because these are free also. So that's a great resource to create great projects for your students. What else do we have? And I started this in 2022, okay? So it's like every day it gets better and better, larger and larger. Creating talking avatars, this one is very funny. I had to wait for it to, and here, this is how prompting in ChatGPT to tell stories. That's another one, okay, how I did it. I just asked ChatGPT, write several prompts to tell a story, okay? And ChatGPT produced 5 prompts, and with each prompt, we created the images. And then okay, now let's create the images. You can use the images for the students to talk about them. And at the end, then create the image, the story with ChatGPT, or they write their own stories. This one is also 360 panoramic images. As you can see, this is also created with a line of text, okay, with a prompt. Go and check it out. Changing traditional class materials. This is what I have in class. This is the lesson. We got some vocabulary. You got okay, select is the adjective, this or that. So what we did this was to, let me see if I can. Yeah, he allowed me to go there. This is the prompt. You can follow me on Facebook. I always sharing everything I do with my students is there. So this was the exercise in the book, and then we asked ChatGPT provide 3 prompts that you can see here with my student. This is his notebook. He uses a Google Doc to write prompts. That is, I can work with him at the same time. For the level, we went to Zoo to create the images. This is the way the prompt give you a prompt. As you can see, there are many things that you can do. They are not that difficult. Selfies with Midjourney. This is wonderful. It's in TikTok, and it's what it would look like a selfie in all these the Spartanos and the Celtas, and in the Middle Age, and in the Tang Dynasty, Vikings. Okay, you have a lot of cultures here. It is really beautiful, and this is a great project that you can do with your students. Characters from books. Here you have some. Well, here basically basically what you have is the description of the character like in the book, and then created an image out of the character. Okay. What else do we have? This is for you to have a little, if you follow this link that I'm going to give you now, here you will find a collection of all of the lessons that I have been creating, that I share in Facebook. Oh, I cannot get the link. How can I get the link? Go back again. No, now it's blank. Okay, like that. I'm going to share the link in the chat. There. So you can go check all the lessons. Okay, you got with haikus, with sayings. This is from a story. This is using, this is not with images. Yes, it is with images, because this is an AI that produces presentations. Okay, so what we did is that we given a topic. We created, the AI created the presentation with the images included, and then the student talked about the project, the topic. Okay, my student works for a car dealers, and so this was for business English, and we didn't have to do anything. He was the expert. He knew the whole process. So all these slides, he just used the slides and the prompts that they have in the slides to talk about it. Okay, and it was like this. I just say, okay, what are we going to do today? Oh, you're going to talk about what you do in your job, and this is the tool that we're going to use. And he talked about that. These are my students also prompting and creating images, and this is yes, this is about feelings and emotions. This topic was about that. A haiku, this is a haiku, this is another haiku, this is something by something else. Go and check it out. So you have a lot of things there to imagine. Right now, if you're checking, please select one of this, look at it, and then discuss it in the chat if you have the chance to do it. Okay. I don't know if we can, no, we don't have time. We're almost done. But this is something that you can do with your students. And yeah. Okay.
Thank you for sharing all this rich collection, Doris.
Told you, because you were
so you gave so many,
to finish.
ideas.
This is something that I share also in Facebook for the ones that were coming. If you were not following me, probably you didn't get it. But this is an idea of what you can do for your presentations, okay? Because all of you now can do kind of the same thing. We're doing presentations all the time to learn with colleagues. So check it out. Leave your comments. So do you have any questions? This is when we are finishing. Any questions? Do you have any questions? If you wrote them in the chat, Grisha, did you see any questions?
No, many thanks. And,
don't miss this. These are repositories of resources, okay? You can visit these two places and you will find all the collection of videos, articles, everything related to AI and related to using art and using imaginings, okay? This is a Wakelet list, 2 Wakelet lists that I have been collecting since I started on this journey. So take advantage of that. And remember, creativity is allowing oneself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep, of course, okay? And again, happy accidents are really cool. Well, thank you very much for your time and patience. And I hope that you get enthusiastic and go for it.
Insightful presentation. Thank you so much, Doris.